What is the single biggest excuse that holds English learners back from becoming fluent speakers? It is the belief that you cannot practice speaking unless you live in an English-speaking country, or pay hundreds of dollars for private native tutors, or have a native English friend to talk to every single day. How many times have you said to yourself, "I want to practice speaking, but I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't have a speaking partner. No one in my family speaks English. None of my coworkers speak English. So how am I supposed to become fluent?" I hear this every single day from students all over the world. And today, I am going to completely destroy that excuse. Here is a fact about language learning that most language schools will never tell you. You do not need a speaking partner to reach an advanced, fluent level of spoken English. In fact, practicing alone in the beginning stages is often faster, more effective, and far less stressful than talking to native speakers. Why? Because when you speak alone, there is zero social pressure. There is no fear of making mistakes. There is no anxiety about being judged. There is no embarrassment when you hesitate. You have complete freedom to experiment, make mistakes, pause, correct yourself, and build physical muscle memory at your own speed. Today, I am going to share 4 powerful, proven methods that you can use to practice speaking English completely by yourself, from the comfort of your room, starting today. We are going to cover 4 comprehensive training systems. System number 1. The solo self-talk method. System number 2. The advanced shadowing technique. System number 3. The story retelling system. System number 4. The image and situation description method. And at the end of this video, I will give you 3 high-level conversational frameworks that will make your solo speech sound natural, structured, and sophisticated. Grab a notebook, settle in, and let's break down these 4 systems step by step. Let's start with system number 1. The solo self-talk method. Most people talk to themselves silently in their heads all day long. You think about what you are going to eat, you plan your daily schedule, you think about your work projects, you analyze past conversations, and you worry about future events. The solo self-talk method simply takes that internal monologue and turns it into out-loud English speaking practice. Now, why is speaking out loud so important? When you speak inside your mind, your brain cheats. Inside your head, your grammar is always perfect, your pronunciation is always flawless, and your speed is instantaneous. But the moment you open your physical mouth, your tongue gets twisted, your vocal cords freeze, and you stumble over words. That happens because speaking is not just a mental activity. Speaking is a physical activity. Your mouth, your tongue, your lips, and your throat contain muscles that must be trained to form foreign sounds effortlessly. So, how do you execute the solo self-talk method effectively? You break it down into 3 levels of difficulty. Level 1. Real-time narration. This is the easiest level. You simply act like the narrator of a documentary about your own life. Describe what you are doing in real time using simple present and present continuous tenses. For example, when you are getting ready in the morning. I am opening the refrigerator. I am picking up the milk carton. I am pouring milk into my bowl. Now I am grabbing a spoon. The coffee smells really good today. When you are cleaning your room. I am picking up my shirt from the chair. I am folding it. Now I am placing it in the drawer. I need to sweep the floor because it looks dusty. It sounds extremely simple, but notice what is happening. You are forcing your vocal muscles to form English sentences continuously for 2 or 3 minutes without stopping to translate in your head. Level 2. Future planning and scheduling. Take it a step further. Instead of just describing what you are doing right now, speak out loud about what you are going to do later in the day or tomorrow. This forces you to practice future tenses like going to and will naturally. For example, okay, after I finish my coffee, I am going to check my emails. I need to send that report to my manager before 11 a.m. Then I am going to eat lunch around 1 p.m. After work, I will probably go for a walk in the park if the weather is good. Level 3. Opinion and thought processing. This is the most advanced level of self-talk. Talk out loud about your thoughts, your opinions, or problems you are trying to solve. For example, I need to decide what to do about my vacation next month. Should I go to the beach or should I go to the mountains? The beach is very relaxing, but it might be too crowded. On the other hand, the mountains are quiet, but the drive is very long. I think I prefer the mountains because I need some peace and quiet. If you practice these 3 levels of self-talk for just 5 to 10 minutes a day, you will build remarkable confidence in expressing basic, intermediate, and complex thoughts without needing another person in the room. Now let's move to system number 2. The advanced shadowing technique. If you have never heard of shadowing before, it is one of the most powerful language learning techniques ever invented. It was developed by a famous linguist named Dr. Alexander Argels, and it is used by polyglots all over the world to master accents, rhythm, and native speed. So, what is shadowing? Shadowing means listening to a native English audio source and repeating what the speaker says out loud at the exact same time, with only a split-second delay. You are acting like a shadow following the speaker's voice. Most students make a mistake when practicing listening. They listen to a sentence, pause the audio, repeat the sentence, and then press play again. That is called listen and repeat. Shadowing is different. You do not pause the audio. You speak along with the native speaker in real time. Why is shadowing so insanely effective? First, it forces you to speak at native speed. You don't have time to hesitate, overthink grammar, or translate in your head. Second, it automatically corrects your pronunciation, accent, intonation, and stress patterns. You are mimicking a native speaker's mouth movements directly. Here is the exact 4-step formula to practice advanced shadowing at home. Step 1. Choose the right audio material. Find a short, clear audio clip that is roughly 1 to 2 minutes long. It could be a clip from a podcast, a speech, a news report, or an interview. Make sure you have the written transcript or subtitles available. Step 2. Listen and read. Listen to the audio clip once while reading the transcript. Make sure you understand the general meaning of the content. Look up any unknown words. Step 3. Shadow with transcript. Play the audio clip. As soon as the speaker starts talking, begin speaking out loud along with them, reading from the transcript. Try to match their exact tone, pitch drops, pauses, and emotional energy. If they sound excited, you sound excited. If they pause, you pause. Step 4. Shadow without transcript. This is the master level. Close the transcript. Play the audio clip again, and shadow the speaker purely by listening. Your eyes are closed, your ears are focused, and your mouth is mimicking every sound instantly. Do this for 5 minutes every day. Within 2 weeks, you will feel your mouth muscles becoming significantly more flexible, and your speaking speed will increase dramatically. Now let's dive into system number 3. The story retelling system. One of the hardest things for intermediate English learners is, if you hit a point where you forget a specific word, do not stop the timer. Find another way to say it. If you forget the word competition, say contest or big event. Learning to paraphrase on the spot is one of the most critical skills for real-world fluency. Now let's examine system number 4. The image and situation description method. This is a phenomenal method if you want to expand your descriptive vocabulary and practice organized, spontaneous speech. Here is how you do it. Step 1. Go to Google Images or Pinterest on your phone or computer. Step 2. Search for a complex photograph containing multiple people, actions, and objects. For example, search for busy coffee shop, street market, office meeting, or family dinner. Step 3. Open one photo, look at it, and immediately start speaking out loud, describing everything you see in detail for 2 minutes. To make your description structured and professional, use this 3-part layout. Part 1. The overview. Describe the big picture in 1 or 2 sentences. In this image, I see a crowded outdoor street market on a sunny afternoon. There are many people walking around and shopping at different market stalls. Part 2. Detailed specifics. Describe specific areas of the photo using prepositions of place. In the foreground, on the left side, there is an elderly woman looking at fresh fruit. She is wearing a yellow jacket and holding a blue shopping bag. Next to her, a market vendor is smiling and handing a bag of apples to a customer. In the background, on the right side, I can see several buildings and a few cars parked along the street. In the center of the image, 2 young people are talking to each other and drinking coffee. Part 3. Speculation and hypothesis. Guess what might be happening or what might happen next. This forces you to use modal verbs like might, could, must be, and looks like. It looks like it might be the weekend because everyone seems relaxed. The vendor must be very popular because there is a line of people waiting at his stall. I guess these people could be tourists visiting the city for the first time. By following this 3-part layout, overview, specifics, and speculation, you train your brain to organize spontaneous thoughts logically, which is an invaluable skill for job interviews, English exams, and workplace conversations. To take your solo practice even further, let's look at 3 high-level conversational frameworks that will instantly make your spoken English sound more structured, fluent, and mature. Framework number 1. The PREP framework. PREP stands for point, reason, example, point. This is the ultimate formula for answering any open-ended question logically without stumbling or rambling. Let's look at an example. Suppose you ask yourself, is working from home better than working in an office? Here is how you structure your answer using PREP. Point. State your main opinion directly in 1 sentence. In my opinion, working from home is much better than working in a traditional office. Reason. Explain why you hold that opinion. The main reason is that it saves a tremendous amount of time and energy that would otherwise be wasted on daily commuting. Example. Give a specific real-life example or personal story to support your reason. For instance, when I used to work in an office, I spent almost 2 hours every day sitting in heavy traffic. Now that I work from home, I can use those 2 hours to exercise, prepare healthy meals, or spend time with my family. Point. Reiterate your main point with a slightly different concluding phrase. So, that is why I strongly believe that remote work provides a much better work-life balance overall. Look at how clear, powerful, and professional that sounds. You can use the PREP framework during your solo self-talk to practice answering any question effortlessly. Framework number 2. The contrast and balance framework. When native speakers express opinions on complex topics, they rarely give simple, black and white answers. They show balance by considering both sides of an issue before giving their final thought. You can practice this during your solo speaking using phrases like, on one hand, on the other hand, and having said that. Let's look at an example. On one hand, living in a big city is extremely exciting because you have access to great restaurants, cultural events, and public transportation. On the other hand, big cities are often loud, polluted, and very expensive. Having said that, I still think living in a city is a wonderful experience for young professionals who want to grow their careers. Using this framework forces you to construct longer, multi-clause sentences that elevate your speaking from basic to advanced. Framework number 3. The softened opinion framework. In English culture, stating opinions too aggressively or directly can sometimes sound rude or narrow-minded. Native speakers frequently use softeners to make their statements sound polite, open-minded, and conversational. Instead of making rigid statements like, "This idea is wrong," or "That is a bad plan," practice using these softeners during your solo speaking. From my perspective, as far as I'm concerned, I tend to think that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but let's see how these transform a sentence. Instead of saying, "Social media is bad for teenagers," say, "From my perspective, social media tends to have a negative impact on young people's attention spans." Instead of saying, "We need to change our marketing strategy," say, "I tend to think that we might need to adjust our marketing approach slightly." These small linguistic adjustments instantly make you sound far more articulate, diplomatic, and fluent. Let's do a complete review of everything we covered today so you can build your solo speaking habit immediately. System 1. Solo self-talk. Practice real-time narration, future planning, and opinion processing out loud every day. System 2. Advanced shadowing. Speak along with native audio in real time to train your mouth muscles, speed, and rhythm. System 3. Story retelling. Read or listen to a short piece of content, set a 3-minute timer, and retell the story in your own words without stopping. System 4. Image description. Describe photographs using the 3-step structure: overview, specifics, and speculation. And remember to apply the 3 conversational frameworks. Prep for clear answers, contrast and balance for complex opinions, and soften phrases for polite, professional communication. You do not need to move to another country. You do not need to spend thousands of dollars on tutors. You do not need to wait for a speaking partner to appear. Your fluency is entirely in your own hands. You have your voice, you have your mind, and you have all the tools you need right now. If you found immense value in this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more practical English strategies, and drop a comment below. Which of these 4 solo practice systems are you going to try first today? Thank you for watching, keep practicing consistently on your own, and I will see you in the next video.